Hi, Villacorta families. In this how-to video, I wanted to show you how to troubleshoot when your student is having trouble with sound. So you're probably familiar with the mute button over here in the bottom left in the Zoom interface, but there's some other options here where you can adjust the volume in the audio settings here. So I'm going to click on the caret, go to audio settings, and then within this area, there's two areas that you're going to see in the audio settings. One of them is the speaker, which is your computer speaker, and the other is your microphone, either from the computer or from headphones. And you're going to see on this one here with the microphone, it's already going and picking up my voice here. But let's start looking at the speaker option here. So this would be a symptom where your student is not able to hear the teacher. So one thing to check here would be to make sure that this is up high enough to where the student can hear, and you can click on this and slide it either up or down. Somewhere in the middle is usually pretty good. This is, by the way, the same as your computer sound. So I'm gonna adjust my computer sound directly on the actual Chromebook, and you can see it actually goes up in Zoom, even though I'm not sliding it, but you can also see it over here. This is my computer sound. So you can either do it directly on the computer or you can do it within Zoom here to make sure that your student can hear the classroom. So that's one good thing to check. The other thing you might want to check under the speaker settings is the device where the sound is coming out of. So in this particular example, I am on my headphones, and this is good because it says headphones there. You might check and make sure it's coming out of the device as you intended to. So if I wanted to do speakers, I'd want to make sure that this was on speakers and then click that, and then it will change there. Let me put it back to headphones here. Now the other area that you want to be familiar with is the microphone area here. And the symptom would be that the teacher is saying that he or she cannot hear the student. So the student is talking and the student is unmuted, and yet the teacher still cannot hear the student. So let me click off that really quick for a second, and then I'll come back to this one. So with this one, you're gonna want the blue bar, it's actually picking up my talking as I'm going. You're gonna want the blue bar to be somewhere in the middle, maybe a little more than half, but this can also be adjusted manually by sliding it over and higher. You're gonna notice when I go all the way down, it's no longer picking up my volume. So I can see, uh-oh, I have to make that higher, and then it'll start picking up my mic volume. And a good rule of thumb is probably a little more than halfway, maybe about to there, where I'm pointing to is usually good, but it just depends on the voice of the student, of course, and how loud they are. And you can change that as needed. One option you can play with would be the automatic adjustment. If you check this one, then Zoom does a pretty good job picking up the volume of the student. So if the student is more on the loud side, and you'll notice it's telling me I'm too loud, it's kind of going down as I'm talking. And so it's going to adjust to accommodate for my voice. So try that out if that doesn't help. It might help, it might not help, but just be aware that that is there. So those are the two audio settings you can take a look at, either the speaker, if the student cannot hear the teacher, or the microphone if the teacher cannot hear the student. Hopefully that helps, and let us know if you have any questions.